What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Around the Monitor, the somewhat infrequent talk show about gaming news. What we do here, we talk through the week's news in gaming. Every time somebody makes an interesting point or a funny joke, they get an actual point, and whoever has the highest score at the end of the week wins. Joining me once again, we've got the world's #1 Psychonauts 2 fan and new cat dad. It's David.
How much of a Psychonauts 2 fan am I, folks? I named my cat Raz. That's how much of a Psychonauts 2 fan
nerd.
I am.
You absolute nerd.
Hey, it's a good cat name. Get off.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. We've got the Ace Attorney, Pridge.
Found my nunchucks back from when I did karate.
Oh, fuck. How are you so cool? What? We've got the unlucky tacticianer, Jason.
Unlucky tactician I am. I fucking had 100% chance to win and somehow still lost the run. Crazy.
You do hate to see it. And the hockey sticks and sickle herself, an old cat mom. You know what I meant by that. Elise.
Considering I'm the youngest here,
You're not old.
I'm so much of a Kingdom Hearts 2 fan that I named my cat Roxas.
Kingdom Hearts 2? Do you mean Save Data Team's best game of all time?
Easel pig.
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Much to the chagrin of 3 of the people on this show. Folks, if you like this show, you can catch it live on twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam usually every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as a bunch of other stuff throughout the week. If not, no worries, it goes up on YouTube and podcast services the very following day. If you see it there, listen to it there. We'd love it if you could give us a like or a 5-star rating, as it helps us greatly. But we always start the show with a trivia question to determine the order. And today, completely forgot this was coming out still, the Pikmin AR game, which is very much in the style of Pokemon Go. You walk around, you get Pikmin, have fun. Just came out. My question to you all, what are the lifetime sales of the entire Pikmin franchise?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm relatively sure this was a question on the show once before, and I still don't remember
Yeah,
the number.
I think it actually was too, now that you say it, but yeah.
When was the last time we had Pikmin news?
I think it was the last time we talked about this, when they first announced
yeah.
this as a
That's
rumor.
I
a
think that
fair
was
point,
when-
actually.
More
I
soon
think
than
that's when
fucking
3 Deluxe got announced
More
or
soon-
released or
more-
something like that.
more recently than F-Zero, but that doesn't work out.
I don't know what that game is, Jason.
What the heck is an F-Zero?
I think it's kind of like Star Fox.
Oh, okay. Another dead franchise?
Oh, is that game that Captain Falcon from Smash Brothers cameos in once in a while?
Yeah.
I think Falcon does cameo in that game.
Also, LT Drake points out that I almost said the Pikmin ARG. Yeah, I did almost say that. Had ARGs in the mind lately.
I mean, it sort of still works, but
Kind of. It is a game. It is an alternate reality, but yeah. What are we thinking? Pikmin lifetime sales of the franchise.
so we've got Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2, Pikmin 3,
But there
and Pikmin
are
3 Deluxe.
there's actually been several re-releases. If you include,
Oh,
because
God.
all of the GameCube
I
games.
assume it counts, digital accurately as well.
Nintendo's not great about that.
Nobody is.
They're really bad about that.
So if they rebought it, like if it was resold for like the Wii, which it has been. Or
Yeah,
something.
You know,
those count.
okay.
Those count.
Yeah.
7.5 million.
7.5 million.
I'll go 10 million.
10 million.
You want a Pridge or?
No, you go for it.
I'm gonna go fucking. I'm gonna just even if it's a grief, I'm gonna just go 100 million.
Okay.
If it's a grief, it's a grief.
Guarantee that's a grief.
That's fine.
I'll
That's
just
fine.
say 7 million.
7 million. The correct answer, David, almost on it instantly, was 7.46 million copies.
Shit, okay.
Almost dead on. Like,
What did David guess? I missed it.
7.5.
Oh wow! I didn't even realize I was trying to undercut him like that.
yeah. Sibyl in the chat says, it sounds like Jason's feeling the fact that he was playing Inscription till 5 a.m. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. Let's talk about this week's. That means the correct order will be David, followed by Pridge, followed by Elise, followed by Jason. Let's talk about this week's topics. We've got, folks, it finally happened. Ubisoft has announced that they have greenlit a Splinter Cell game. Sam Fisher's back in action in his own game. It's not real, is what you said?
It's not real.
Okay. Cyberpunk's next gen, by which I mean current gen, update has now officially been delayed till 2022. This game, of course, came out in 2020. The Switch's N64 emulation is finally out, and it is under fire for no button remapping and some very weird save bullshit that we'll probably get into because it's such a Nintendo. How'd you fuck it up like this? Bobby Kotick has lowered his salary and promises to address harassment at Activision-Blizzard along with several actual steps. What do we think about this? And how sincere is it? As I mentioned already, oh wow, the Pikmin mobile game is now actually out in the United States. Kind of felt like they'd give us a little bit more fanfare leading into that, but hey, it's suddenly here. Has anybody played this yet? No. Turns out if you stop playing Far Cry 6, Ubisoft will send you emails taunting you about not playing Far Cry 6. What the fuck? Activision-Blizzard, again, in the news, has suspended BlizzCon, which is going to be early next year, planning to, quote, reimagine what the event could be moving forward. You can now play Steam games on your Xbox, kind of. It's a very awkward workaround, and it's not a very good way to do it, but you can. Persona's composer has left Atlas to make their very own indie games. What does that mean for the company moving forward? This is such a stupid article. Timothee Chalamet, Dune's very own Timothee Chalamet, used to be a gaming YouTuber. This has actually been confirmed. He's one of us, folks. What can we say?
We got him.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah. The rumored Warner Brothers crossover fighting game is apparently real, and we got to look at the game's roster so far. And last but not least, finishing off with another strong meme article, Idris Elba says that his rendition of Knuckles in the upcoming Sonic 2 movie will, quote, not be sexy. I'd like to see you fucking try, Idris Elba. David, what would you like to talk about for the first topic of the show? Again, I will be hard about that 2-minute cutoff this week.
Oh, man. You know what? Let's talk about the multiverses game.
Yeah, okay. I'm interested in this.
This thing looks like the Nintendo game, but better. So, folks, WB, it has been leaked that they are working on their own character
really
fighting
quick, you said the
game.
Nintendo game. Did you mean Nickelodeon game?
I did mean Nickelodeon.
Okay, just making sure. I was like, I
meant
don't know if it says it looks better than
Nickelodeon.
Smash Bros. But
No,
sure.
no, I meant Nickelodeon.
Both
Sorry. I definitely meant the Nickelodeon game.
Fair.
So this game, which is called Multiverses, excellent name.
It's a great name.
Absolutely
it's a great name. I'll
excellent
give it to
name.
him. It's a great name.
Excellent name. Listen, WB owns a significant chunk of a lot of people's childhoods,
And a lot
along
of
with the
properties.
comic book world,
Mhm.
and also they have the rights to Lord of the Rings. So, like, listen, they can make a fucking weird character fighter. Like, we're gonna get, and some of these are confirmed. Like,
Mhm.
we're getting Batman, we're getting Steven from Steven Universe, we're getting Finn and Jake from Adventure Time, we're
Mhm.
getting Scooby or Shaggy or something. Shaggy better be the most powerful character in this game.
I hope
Like,
they
absolutely
reference the
better be a
memes.
god.
They got it, right?
Embrace the
They
memes. They have to
gotta.
embrace the memes.
It's not Nintendo, so there's a chance.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance. I mean, we got Superman, we got Gandalf, supposedly, like,
Fucking amazing.
just out there hitting people with a cane.
Amazing.
Amazing. We got Rick from Rick and Morty, Bugs, Tom and Jerry. They own, like, all the stuff on Cartoon Network, folks. So, like,
Yeah.
we could get Grimm or Billy and Mandy. We could get, like,
That's the first. That's
Courage
the
the
first pick you
Cowardly
jumped to.
Dog?
Okay.
we could get Dexter. Like, all the
Mhm.
Hanna-Barbera stuff, I think, is owned by WB. So,
Do
like,
they own Samurai Jack as well? I imagine
Samurai
they
Jack-
have to.
there's so many properties in here. This could be everything that people wanted
Mhm.
the Nintendo game, or God, I said it again, the Nickelodeon game to be, but actually deliver. Because it already
Uh-huh.
sounds like it's voice. Like, one of the leaks is
Yes,
that all the
yeah,
characters are voice, unlike the Nickelodeon game, where
Real
it's
talk.
just
Can we talk about that for
awkward
2
silence.
seconds? The fact that the Nickelodeon game, they for some the licensing issues, they couldn't get the voice acting Like they couldn't even get clips, so none of the characters speak or make sounds. They're just lifeless
that's
bodies.
Just awkward. That's so just awkward.
And not to rush you, we are at
makes no
2
sense.
minutes. So
Listen,
closing thoughts.
the only other thing I really want to say is this game was initially teased to be another Realm game. People who make Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
So
That'd have been wild.
Jeff Grubb, who I do trust, has said like it's not another Realm.
Mhm.
Like, and then he even said in his tweet, it's like it's not another Realm. Come on, like have a break. Like Nether Realm's not making this,
No,
but
yeah.
I'm excited for this. Much more excited than I was for the Nickelodeon game. I almost said Nintendo again. So, will LeBron James be in a character fighter? We'll find out.
Yeah, that'd be buck wild. Pridge, you are up next. What would you like to talk about for your first topic of the show?
And I want to jump right into the Switch Online
Yeah.
N64 emulator.
Yeah, take it away.
So obviously, it was only really like last month or a little over a month ago, we got the news that Nintendo was expanding their online plan
Mm-hmm.
to include a new plan that came with a bunch of N64 and Sega games
Mhm.
that you could emulate on your Switch with this new higher cost plan.
Yes.
At first, people were pretty excited. I mean, at least decently so, because there was a decently strong roster of N64 games, especially.
Yeah.
And they even gave it now as they were going to add some other pretty good ones.
Mhm.
But the biggest problem was they didn't announce a price when they first said it.
Yeah, they sure didn't.
So then they later announced the price, and it was $50
Mhm.
for a year.
Mhm.
And the current Nintendo Online plan is only $20.
Mhm.
So excitement waned a little bit when there's like, okay, so this is a 150% cost increase. I mean, I like N64 games, but I can technically emulate those on a computer pretty easily. So
Sure could.
excitement waned a little bit.
Mhm.
And then it finally released, and now the excitement is gone, and it's just pure criticism because there are some major issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
The three big ones that this article talks about.
Mhm.
One is the fact that hilariously sometimes the games ask you to include a controller pack, which you can't do on a Switch because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So they apparently put no effort into even removing small things like that.
That's like the
pretty
most
late.
baffling thing.
Yeah, pretty lazy. Somehow the graphics look worse than they did on the original N64, which shouldn't be possible. But
yeah, there's some weird.
Somehow they pulled it off.
They pulled it
And
off.
the most egregious one, and you guys talked about this a bit on your Metroid Dread review, and we talked about this other place.
Mhm.
Nintendo hates letting you remap buttons,
Mhm.
which in the year of our frickin' Lord 2021
Mhm.
needs to be a goddamn automatic feature on a game.
100%.
You have to be able to let players remap buttons. Come on. This is basic stuff. This is not only an accessibility issue, but also just a straight up convenience issue. People just get used to certain things, and it makes their lives 100 times easier if they can just switch button remapping.
Not to mention the N64 controller.
It's a piece of crap.
Not the most ergonomically designed.
Most
It's a piece of
overrated statement I've ever heard said.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I'm not saying it's a nightmare. I'm just saying we can all agree it's a weird controller.
It's not a great controller.
And it doesn't. The fact that it has 6 face buttons does not map to what modern controller design. What is the conventional controller design?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You need to be able to remap because the Switch controller was designed so differently than other modern controllers that, like, for certain games, you're using like. They explained it with one of the games, but it's like your L and R's are suddenly mapped to very weird things, and it becomes impossible to do certain actions in certain games.
Yeah. And
or like the C stick is like moving the C stick is the Z like the Z button, but also the left bumper, but also the B and A buttons. It's not good.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things, like a lot of the games on the N64, the N64 controller was revolutionary for its time, but also pretty crap.
It's and just to touch on the Rumble Pack, not Rumble Pack. Yeah,
Controller pack.
controller pack features. for example, one of the things in this article was like, you know, to have ghosts in time trials in Mario Kart 64,
You need a controller pack,
which means you can't
do
use
it.
this feature of the game at all. And it's like, that's just one of the mini games across this. And it's like, how did you guys not see that as a thing? Like,
again, this is basically the frustration. This is some of the frustration that came with the Super Mario, Super Mario, 3-in-1 thing. Just emphasized to be even worse. That they're finally allowing us access to some of their older games, but not doing anything, not even the most basic quality of life changes, and it's pretty embarrassing and very disappointing.
Yeah. Catching up with the chat, LT Drake gives you a point, Pridge, saying, because wow, I didn't know most of this info besides the price. And Shanaquill gives a point to Pridge for mentioning button configuration. They add that they built a configuration change option into Unity once, and they're not a AAA game developer.
I think the funniest, not the most egregious, but the funniest thing about this is that the buttons configuration for Mario 64 on the emulator is different than on the 3D.
I hate that so much.
That's such a, like, what?
Again, an incredibly lazy amount of effort to not even do the most base of quality of life changes.
I will say one positive thing that we have learned is that people have done data mine leaks on this, and they found out some of the new games that are coming down the pipeline in the future. And it includes Majora's Mask, all 3 of the Mario Party games on N64, and there's a few other ones that I'm like, okay, like this has me excited to keep checking out some of these new games as they come. But it is like,
yeah, I mean, the roster's not an issue. I think the roster's fine even with what they have, with now that more are coming.
Yeah, it's
just we're probably going to do a Save Data Family Plan, so we're probably still going to do this, but I would not do this on my own.
Well, flying car, square wheels. Nintendo, everybody.
Yeah. I've never heard that quote. That's good. I'm gonna steal that.
I do like that, actually.
Flying car,
just
square wheels.
emulate it on your PC. Like the shittiest laptop can emulate N64.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like,
that's wild.
And if you're really pressed about giving Nintendo money, which I don't know why you would be, pay for this and then emulate them on your PC.
That's
but
true.
Like, really.
Elise, what would you like to talk about for your first topic of the show?
Let's talk about this fucking Ubisoft sending emails to Far Cry 6 players.
This is pretty funny.
I do actually. This is pretty funny.
Funniest bullshit. Basically, if you played Far Cry 6 and then put it down and didn't play for a couple days after not playing for like more than, I don't know exactly the threshold, I'm guessing it's like 10, 15 hours or something, you will get an email from Ubisoft that's like it's like as if it was an email from the Giancarlo Esposito character.
Yeah.
It's like, it was amusing watching you fail.
Just taunting you, just being an absolute dickbag to you, the player.
Hola, Rojas. I wanted to thank you for giving me free reign in Yara. Take it easy and know that Yara is in capable hands. El Presidente. Surely you can do better than this, and then shows your time played.
It's so shitty.
It's the worst. It's like, if people don't like your game enough to like put it down after 3 hours, after paying 70, 80, whatever, 60, how I'm guessing it's 70.
I think it's 70, yeah, on Current Gen hardware.
The solution to that is not to taunt them.
Yeah, I don't know. Reading this email makes me say, I should go back to playing Far Cry 6.
And the thing is, every review of this game is saying this is literally just Far Cry 5, which was literally just Far Cry 4, which was literally just Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Like, you can play this game for much less money if you buy Far Cry 3, and it'll probably be better.
Well, and you've probably already played it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You've already played it. Because even if you haven't played a Far Cry game, you've probably played an Assassin's Creed game, or a Warner Brothers, open world game.
Yeah.
Side note, Mad Max, great one of those.
huge
you
Mad
played
Max
this
fan.
So saying it's dumb as fuck. I don't know why they thought this would be a good idea. However, it is very funny.
Yeah.
It's
Like, I'd be more annoyed if you just couldn't hit unsubscribe and delete and be done with
block
it.
anybody,
If it was
too.
more annoying than that, I'd be upset.
Also-
but like, I get so much spam email already. A dumb
Yeah.
email from Ubisoft with a villain taunting me. Chuckle before I hit unsubscribe, delete, and move on with my life.
Yeah.
Oh no, he sent you spam to your email that you probably made up in 2 seconds just to sign up for some garbage. Like, what? Who doesn't have a spam email that they use for people?
It's the thing. I mean, presumably in this modern age, whatever platform you're playing this on, Ubisoft has your email just because you are playing this game. And then, yeah, the fact that they would
Doesn't Ubisoft still? I mean, if you have it online, doesn't Ubisoft still make you go through its own launcher?
Yeah, I think if you're playing
If you
this
have it
on
on PC,
you have
yes.
to play. Yeah, have to go through you.
That's what I meant to say. If you play on PC, you know it because your email is linked to your Ubisoft account.
Yeah, it's just again. Speaking of weird Nintendo decisions, this is just a weird Ubisoft decision of like, why would you do this? This honestly is not as harmful as Nintendo's like weird bullshit with the Switch Online, but this is just like we're never going to talk about this again. Yeah.
Like I'm not ragging on Ubisoft because I think this is like an evil thing that they're doing. I just think it's fucking stupid.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
No, it's definitely
Exactly.
stupid.
Exactly.
It's definitely stupid.
That's a good way of putting it. This isn't evil. This is just stupid. Which,
Unlike
hey, coming from
most of the
Ubisoft,
other things that Ubisoft do.
it's kind of a win. Yeah.
Ubisoft's glad to just be stupid. They're used to be evil. They'll take just stupid.
Exactly.
Actually, that's a win for them.
Jason, what would you like to talk about for your first topic of the show?
Well, considering I was going to take the previous 2 or 3 subjects in a row,
no.
I probably won't hit my thing anymore.
I feel like
you're telling us you're not going to
show.
end.
Maybe, so I can actually get some of these topics before they get taken.
Okay.
I will take the modding Xbox 360 controller. Because why not? Timothy.
I was like, what? Which topic is this? Oh yeah, Timothee Chalamet. Right.
The most non-news of news articles that you could have picked. So just then, people who are celebrities are in fact people.
What?
And play video games.
Lies. I refuse to believe it.
And do other stuff. So I don't know why. I don't know why this is an article, but I guess this guy's popular because this movie came out, and they're like, "Hey, let's dig in. He plays games. Oh, that just doubles his output. That makes this movie better." We spoke on controllers, and he actually modded. Apparently, according to this article, thank God that I just found out today. You guys are joining me that he used to mod these Xbox 360 controllers, which, in my opinion, is a top probably 3 controller ever. I still use it even when I'm playing my N64 games that I legally get. Come on, let's be freaking real.
Come on.
I legally get this. I use an Xbox 360 controller. I use it for Steam anyway. So he probably actually modded my controller. That's so long ago that he probably was one of the first guys to actually mod my controller.
Yeah.
And make sure the button mapping was there. Thank God, Timothy. We needed that. 100%. Loved you in the movie before Dune, which was.
Okay. To be clear, Timothee Chalamet has had a career for years at this point.
It's just funny that he comes out of nowhere. People are like, "Oh my God! Like, who is this guy? He makes controllers? Oh, we gotta dig on this." I read somebody say that this is like the early days of YouTube. 2014 is not the fucking early days of YouTube.
It had been around.
You absolute dumb fuck. I'm sorry.
Whoa!
You are absolute. Dude, if you weren't there for shoes or cupcakes or whatever in 2006, 2007, like, I don't know what, that's almost double the time. It's 7 more years. What are you talking about? This guy started a channel in 2014. I fucking started a channel in 2014. What are you talking about?
You were there for the first days of YouTube.
Yeah, I was there for the beginning of YouTube. Honestly, how many times can I prove that this article is non-news? I don't know. Right here. Just all of that. But who wrote this? Joseph Noop. Hey.
Joseph Noop, just real quick, Jason does not reflect Save Data Team's values.
You bought lunch. You brought your pancake lunch this week with this article.
What?
Shout outs to Joseph Noop right here.
What does that even mean? Your
Thank God,
pancake
dude.
lunch?
Thank God, man.
Oh, he had pancakes for lunch, Zach. I don't see what's
Yeah,
okay.
So, like, Joseph, honestly, get in there, dude.
Oh
get the fuck in there.
Uh,
I need an article.
To be fair, multiple websites did report on this. It wasn't just this one.
I'm pretty sure.
You sent me Joseph Noop. I'll call him out. I'll call my brother out right here. Excellent reporting,
sure
dude.
That did, like, the investigative reporting, air quotes, on this were like,
right.
It was either Kotaku or Polygon.
Mm-hmm.
It was Vice, I think.
Was it Vice? Oh, right, it was.
Sure.
It was Motherboard. It was Motherboard Vice.
It's just, yeah, it's a funny article, and hey, here we are. But guess what, Jason? You got us a brand new follower from that rant. Orca in the chat says following for F-bombs and not pulling any punches. I'm gonna count that as an actual point because I don't think Orca knows the ropes just yet. LT Drake gave Jason a point for his passionate rant about early YouTube. Hayo in the chat gives Jason a point for staying up so late. And Naru Koyangi gives Jason a point for saying pancake lunch. Somehow, with the most no news article, Jason has now put himself in first place after the first round. Absolutely bonkers. Oh, shit. I misread that. Hayo took away a point. Oh.
Hayo, man. That's
betrayal.
Betrayal. Oh, you're right, Sibylla. I did miss Sibylla's point. Jason's right. People just want to make news about whoever's popular, and it's a nightmare. Glad I don't pay attention to any of it. Who are we talking about again? Oh, God. Yeah. You're still tied for first, which is pretty damn impressive considering that was a nothing article. But going back around in the order, David, what would you like to talk about for your second topic of the show?
There's a topic I should talk about that I'm not going to talk about. So instead, I'm going to talk about Persona's composer leaving Atlas Games.
This could be big.
I mean, it's both big and not at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, if you have not played a Persona game, go look up the soundtracks because the soundtracks absolutely fuck.
Bangers.
They're so good. Every single one has an absolute, just amazing soundtrack.
Did you know that Persona 5 invented jazz in 2016?
100% invented
jazz.
This is true. 100%
Yeah.
Actual information.
But Mr. Shoji Meguro-san didn't need to really put Mr. on that with the sun at the end, but whatever. Has announced that he is leaving Atlas after like 20 plus years there. So 25 years, which is just a long time making fantastic music for the series. To work on indie games, because apparently this dude has been, and not just as like a composer, he's just been like messing around with like making games in Unity and Unreal, which is super cool. Props to this dude for having a thing that he is already a boss at and being like, you know what, I want to go crush it doing something totally different in the same space. So he's like, I'm gonna work on indie games. Amazing, because he can make a game that has a killer soundtrack, and then if he's killer at design, also design a fantastic game to go with that killer soundtrack. For people like me who heard this news and were instantly like, oh no, the music in Persona 6 is going to suck. Shoji here is going to stick around at Atlas on a contractual basis, finishing up Persona 6. And it sounds like, and here's where we get into great territory. It sounds like he doesn't plan to leave and is just going to continue to do contract work for them in the future. But like, listen, he's been there for 25 years. He's phasing out, folks.
Yeah.
He's phasing out. They're going to have to bring in some new blood that are going to have to learn
all about jazz.
Meguro-san on here. Learn all about jazz. Well, I mean, they use a different style of music for every game. It's part of why why this man is the fucking GOAT. Like, they use a different musical style for every game, along with a different color palette and UI, and really everything except the combat is completely different from game to game. Yeah. I'm excited to see new people step in, though. Hopefully they can breathe some new life into the game. And I'm also like super excited to see what this dude makes. He apparently went for I don't know if it was like a grant or something that was awarded by like a different studio, but like he already like designed a bit of a game and showed it off and got like a couple 100,000 yen, which is like a few $1,000 USD. For his game that he already worked on, which is like awesome. And if you've looked at it, look at some of the screenshots, it looks pretty cool. It looks like a turn-based game that looks dope. So I'm here for it, Shoji Meguro. Keep making games, keep making music, keep doing that work, be the GOAT.
Heck yeah. I mean, it kind of seems like right now, at least in the short-term future, we're going to get our cake and eat it too. But either way, I'm very excited to see what this dude makes.
I will say one thing real quick. With the news that like Grasshopper got bought, the maker of Yakuza left or
NetEase
got picked up by NetEase. Well, I just mean that like, and like sounds like Sakurai is not doing Smash anymore. Like it's a new guard time for Japanese games, I think. So I'm really interested to see what comes out of like a new guard of game developers out of Japan.
Yeah,
in these coming like,
I mean,
next 5-10 years.
Sometime in the next. Hopefully less than a decade, Miyamoto's going to have to retire, right?
I think he's going to keep working until he dies.
You're probably
personally.
Right. You're probably right.
He hasn't stopped yet.
Dude's old.
Still. How old is Shiggy?
I think he's at least in his 70s. Well, you looked that up. Pridge.
Nope, 68. Not in the 70s.
Oh, damn. 1 year older would have been so nice. Pridge. What would you like to talk about for your second topic of the show?
So much talk about it, and not the guy who works for them. So
that's fair.
True.
Tell us about Sir Kotick.
All right. Sir. So, obviously, as we all know, giant scandal lawsuit going on at Blizzard. I'm not going to rehash anything because we already all sort of know the basics. We've talked about it 800 times on this show.
Yeah.
But the latest news is Bobby Kotick basically sent an open letter discussing essentially his sort of here's what's going to happen letter. And the letter sort of puts out, I would say, 4 major things that are probably of note in this letter. Obviously, there's all the we're sorry and we're listening fluff language that is, it's whatever. It's part of every letter like this.
Right.
But the meat of it comes down to 4 things. First, he is dropping his salary to the lowest allowed by California until the company fixes its issues. So he will only be paid, his salary will now be 62.5K until it fixes its issues. 2, they want to increase the percentage of women and non-binary people in the company by 50%. 3, ending forced arbitration for sexual harassment and discrimination claims. And 4, and a zero tolerance harassment policy.
Which, I mean, come on.
Yeah, so I guess to start this off, this is obviously a good thing.
Yes,
because there's obviously been a lot of pressure on Blizzard to make changes. These address several of the demands that employees were asking for. I mean, this addresses 3 of them with the arbitration, better diversity, and zero tolerance policy. So this is very good. I don't want to immediately, even though I don't like Bobby Kotick, I don't want to immediately dismiss this 100% as PR.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, even if this is performative, this is still a positive thing.
Right. But but again, the problem is right now this is just words. People should not be letting up pressure on Blizzard until these words become actions.
Yes.
Because sort of going through these again, the 1 through 4, Bobby Kotick slashing his own salary is super pointless because he made a 155 million bonus last year.
Yeah.
So, and he's not giving that back. So slashing his salary, absolutely performative. That one is pretty meaningless. No one was asking him to do that. Obviously, everyone knows he should make less money, but no one was asking for that part of it. That's not going to fix anything. The dude's still rich as shit. Taking a year of less salary means nothing to him. Absolutely nothing. So that part, pretty performative. But the other three things are the big things that have been asked for, and all the things that we need to keep talking about to make sure they actually come through. A zero-tolerance harassment policy is pretty funny because I'm certain that was already in place. Like,
you would hope so.
I don't think Blizzard had a policy and procedure that said we allow a little bit of harassment.
I'm sure seems like it, huh?
I mean, so that's sort of a statement that really just says, hey, we're going to do that thing we should have been doing this entire time.
Right.
So again, hopefully they're committing to it, but that's more of like, oops, we're going to do this thing that we should have been doing. The big things you do want to see is one, them actually enforce their zero tolerance harassment policy, and then two and three, end the forced arbitration and actually increase their diversity hiring. So this is good. This is a start. Don't let up the pressure. Keep talking about it. Keep keeping tabs on it. Keep supporting Blizzard employees and ex-Blizzard employees and other game developers going through similar fights.
Yeah.
So this is nice, but again, words are still words. Keep the pressure up until they actually happen.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, you said it as good as I think can be said right now. So, moving forward, Elise, what would you like to talk about for your second topic of the show?
God, there's not a whole lot left, is there?
I mean, listen,
let's talk
there's 12 articles, so
there are,
and we've talked about 6. So there's 6 left.
Yeah, there'll be one less after you're done. So
let's talk about playing Steam games on Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
Basically, you can get NVIDIA Cloud Play on your Xbox. The GeForce Now.
Yes.
You can get it through Edge browser, specifically.
Yeah, Edge browser. Oof.
So there's one. There's 2 hurdles right away. NVIDIA Cloud Play or NVIDIA GeForce Now, and using the Edge browser on your Xbox. And through this, NVIDIA GeForce Now can access your Steam library. Mostly, there was some stuff about that where it's like a lot of games were like, "Hey, don't use us here."
Right. Yeah.
We didn't give you permission to
use our games.
Even though it's literally just streaming.
Yeah, you're still getting paid the price. They're not buying it through G4. They're just whatever.
I don't know. Anyway, and it works. About as well as you might think.
Yeah.
Huge input lag. Tom Warren here tried to play Counter-Strike Go, and it was basically unplayable. But if you want to play, say, Dragon Quest 11,
yeah, something more turn-based or like plotting out puzzles, whatever.
Still probably won't be a good experience because even in those games, there's watching your cursor be 5 seconds behind where you act. I exaggerate. It's more like 20 milliseconds or 200 milliseconds or something.
Yeah,
it's not way too much. It's painful, but it's playable. If you really need to play these
your
games
Steam
on your
library
Xbox
on your Xbox, yeah.
And in that case, just use there are better solutions to this. There is
the whatever the hell the Steam link
those
was.
Fucking Steam things that they discontinued.
Which they discontinued, yeah.
Did you ever use that one I sent you, Zach? Random question.
I did.
Okay,
it worked all right.
Yeah. This is more just a novelty.
Yeah.
It's possible that they actually do somehow integrate this into as its own app that is optimized for the Xbox,
Mhm.
that would be really cool. That would be awesome.
It'd be amazing. Be huge.
It'd be huge. Like that would be super cool. But as it stands,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that if you have an Xbox, then you're like, oh, that seems cool. Maybe I'll check that out, and maybe I'll, see how bad it is.
It's the thing. It's the thing where, like, if you were going to sit there and say, what's the best way for me to make my library of games on my Xbox way bigger?
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Game Pass and you say, no, instead of doing that, I'm going to take my giant Steam library, work it through this very weird system, and then, just use Game Pass, y'all. It's a way better deal.
Yeah, just get Game Pass. Like,
and of course, it's not every game. I'm not gonna act like.
However, it is Destiny 2.
Oh my god! Okay, enough. We're moving on. Jason, what do you want to talk about for the final topic of the show?
Yeah, so the normal expected one probably would be, because I fuck with Knuckles probably a lot more than other people.
I was going to say, I expect you to talk about Idris Elba.
Yeah, that would be the expected result. But I'm actually going to talk about something else.
Okay.
Oh shit! I should have talked about Idris Elba. Damn it.
Yeah, don't worry. You saved it for me. I appreciate you saving it for me. But I'm going to talk about the Tom Clancy.
Oh yeah, Sam Fisher's back in action.
Yeah. So let me paint you guys a picture. Okay.
Okay.
So
let me paint you a picture.
Yes, a non-bearded man throws a ball to his son, who he catches it with his glove app, and he says, "Dad, the news, it's coming out." And a little like blurb at the bottom of the card, the title card goes 10 years later. Okay, so gas is $6 a gallon. It's awful. We get it. The other son says, "Hey, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Alien Hunters. Just released. It's the 22nd one in the series." And I popped up, and I'm playing on my Xbox 900 right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my god, a new game. What is this game, Dad? We need to learn about it. The dad, who again reiterates, can't grow a beard to save his life, says, "Oh, I haven't heard about this game since I played a game called Fire Emblem that wasn't released in America. Still to this day, was not released in America." That dad, surprisingly married, says, "Oh, guys, this is Tom Clancy. It's unbelievable. We heard about this announced 10 years ago, and they've released 10 other Assassin's Creed games before this, and oh my god, like the hype for this game, it's unreal. Xbox 900, it's gonna break it. It's gonna break the game. Like PlayStation 600 is still outselling it, sure, but like this will be a game changer. This will change everything."
Jump to PlayStation 600 in 10 years?
Oh, dude, these console names, they're wild.
Okay.
The PlayStation matches the gas prices. That's why.
Okay.
So, listen, if you're announcing a game and saying, "Hey, we might come out," and we're gauging kind of what's going on with our community with like Assassin's Creed, dude, you release an Assassin's Creed game every year. So like that's obviously a lie. You're announcing a game that probably is not even in development, but you're like, we're gauging how much the community would actually like it. Dude, you haven't released a game in 10 years before you just announced it right now.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most popular games in your franchise is played on the PlayStation 2. Your franchise is probably pretty fucking old. It probably is. I played co-op with janky ass fucking controllers. It's probably pretty fucking old. So like, you probably got to get that game out instead of just floating an idea out there. Okay, like this is bullshit. So when your son is playing it 10 years down the line, and no one cares about any video game that you're releasing, because I can't convince him that it's going to be a good game. There's no way in hell. I'll tell him to play the re-release of Skyrim for the 15th time instead of playing that. Like,
but Jason, they'll send you an email saying, "But hey, did you know we're going to release Tom Clancy again?"
Yes, and you better play it, or else you played it for 3 hours. We're going to bust your ass for not playing it longer. You can't tell me that this is, again, like, you're announcing a game that's coming out, probably not even in production. So, like, this is, again, like, we're floating the idea out. They literally say in the article, we can't release this game, like a new game, or it can't evolve until like we make sure that like the original's still good or some shit. Again, you haven't released a game in 10 years. How about you release a game, see if people still like the game or the genre? Because again, there's probably a better chance of F-Zero being coming out now. That's probably a lie. But
it's just yeah. Them saying, "Hey, we've greenlit a new Splinter Cell game." That is very much still vaporware. At this point.
That's
we
5
don't know
years.
If this is ever going to happen. Yeah,
that's
no.
5 years.
At best, this is 3 years away.
I have a better chance at learning to cook in that time frame than a game player. Me learning to cook. I bring Pop-Tarts for lunch every day. I cook everything in a microwave for like 4 years straight as a meal. Better chance of me learning how to cook than a fucking Tom Clancy game.
I do want to say I let Pridge talk for about 4 minutes on the Activision-Blizzard topic.
We're good.
I let Jason talk for over 4 minutes about this fever dream of whatever the hell this was. But hey, the chat is also here for it. La Orca gives a point for the truth, rage, and predictions. Sibylla says, crying laughing over this story, even though I have no idea what's going on. Salistran says, PlayStation Series 7X 930X3 Royale. Sorry. It was Naru Koyangi gives a point for Jason for talking so passionately and nonsensically at the same time. And Madoka the Great, another legendary speech. Keep it up, Jason. Only facts.
Well, wait, real quick, which game comes out first, Beyond Good and Evil 2 or the Splinter Cell game?
The Splinter Cell game.
Yeah, I expected that answer.
Yeah. I expected that answer.
Yeah. But folks, that is going to do it for this week's stream, which does mean David, Pridge, and Elise, it's time to go home and become family, folks, because against all the fucking odds, this week's winner is crowd favorite, Jason. Jason, are you ready for your minute to win it?
Yeah, let's do it. I've been born ready.
Give us another rant.
No, so I could, since I haven't talked about anything useful in the last 2 sessions or whatever, I'll probably talk about something useful now. We have a variety of stuff coming up, stream-wise. We have 2 streams, Saturday and Sunday, that you should definitely hit up. And then we have the charity stream for 24 hours, which is going to be fucking crazy. I don't know what we're doing. We're going to discuss that eventually, too. So that's something I would like to shout out, first of all. I would have shout out like a game or 2, but I really don't have much that I'm playing right now. Besides, obviously, you saw us playing Inscription. I almost nearly beat it. I guess, like, if I was going to say anything about a game that I'm playing currently, besides that, I will say, like I said, Beaten Back for Blood. Solid game, I guess, but probably not worth the money. In all honesty, I'd probably wait till it's way cheaper, or you, like I said, play it on Game Pass. Then you're probably good. So that's my take on that. So there's some quick little feed bits right there. Feed bits,
you know.
Also get the pancake lunch. That's what I would say. That's definitely important. And if you're gonna play ball with your kids, make sure he's not having a phone out with his app.
You said the glove app, which was the most wild thing in that entire story. You're throwing digital balls to your son with the glove app.
Still can't grow a beard though.
No, still can't grow a beard.
Tragedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, maybe in the future we'll have a cure.
Or a beard app.
Yeah, the beard app.
The beard app. Just squiggles a beard on. Yeah, that's right.
Folks, thank you so much for tuning into this. Jason mentioned some of them, but just to plug some other things. Yes, this weekend on Saturday, we do have our community stream. That's from 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be playing with you all. Actually, I haven't checked the poll to see what games are likely to be played, but usually it's some Jackbox, some other things that are easy for people to jump in and have fun with us. And this Sunday, because we hit our donation goal, we are going to be doing a stream on Halloween. It is unclear what we'll be playing, but it's going to be spooky themed. So be excited for that. That is going to be 7:30 p.m. Eastern time that day, unless we decide to change it. But I think we're sticking with it at this point.
And the Patreon poll heavily skewed towards What the Dub at the moment. So looking like we'll do
Wow, that it's never won so far.
It's almost
so.
like us complaining last time about it getting fucked over. Might have swayed
Yeah,
your opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
took some of the stuff off the list.
I want to try that game before
It's
before we decide if it ends up on the Extra Life schedule.
Yeah. Also, yes, in 2 weeks we'll be doing our Extra Life stream, raising money for charity. That'll be a 24-hour stream plus maybe, I don't know. But we'll have a more solidified schedule on that in the week leading up to it.
It's gonna be a live bear.
Live
bear.
That is actually true. We will have a live bear on the stream.
Live bear on the stream.
There's so many hype things that I cannot wait for y'all to see in that stream. So please actually be excited for that because it's gonna be bonkers. Shadowquill says play something scary like Kingdom Hearts 3. No, that's too fucking scary, Shadowquill. I can't do
Too
that.
spoopy 5 me.
Nah,
The scariest would be playing Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories.
You're right. That is actually terrifying. That put the fear of God in me. The fear of God and anime. But other things to plug this week, folks?
I think that's it.
That's most of it. Yeah.
I mean, those are our 2 streams. We got 2 streams this weekend and Extra Life in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's all the big stuff. Other than that, watch our normal stuff. Watch Pokemon, watch Ace Attorney.
Yeah, I will say this Sunday we'll have the penultimate episode of Pokemon, of
Monday, not
Elite
Sunday.
4.
Monday.
On YouTube.
Oh, no,
on
release.
YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
and then on Monday we'll be challenging the Elite Four in Heart Gold in our Heart Gold randomizer. So be excited for that because it's gonna be tough. Our team is good, but it has some really bad weaknesses.
Showdown too.
Yeah, we'll do some showdown. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I have to figure out. I guess we'll just do randoms. I'm not gonna try and make a team.
I can make a team for you real quick.
Oh, okay, sure. I like that.
Just use the team we have in our thing. I can.
We'll never win. Our team is so bad for competitive. Oh well. Folks, that is going to do it for another week's episode of Around the Monitor. Again, thank you so much for watching. But until next time, a ding, ding, ding. Fuck, I said it wrong.